Start new chapter, that is chapter 2, acids, bases and salts. The topics and subtopics of this chapter, that is acids, bases and salt. First we will discuss little bit about the introduction of those. Then chemical properties of acids and base. Especially we will discuss in this chapter about the chemical properties of acids. Next is how strong are acids and bases solution. Next is importance of pH in day-to-day life. Next is we will discuss more about salt. Then next, sodium hydroxide, bleaching powder, baking soda, washing soda. All these are compounds, all these are substances. We will discuss the properties. Properties, it means physical as well as chemical properties and uses of these substances. And the last one is plaster of Paris. Now, introduction of acids, bases and salt. Acids and bases react with one another to yield two products, that is water and an ionic compound which is known as salt. It means when acids and base react with each other, it always gives salt and water. This kind of reaction is called a neutralization reaction. The salt that is produced in a neutralization reaction consists simply of the anion and cation that were already present. Acids and bases react with one another to yield two products, water and an ionic compound which is known as salt. This kind of reaction is called neutralization reaction. The salt that is produced in neutralization reaction, it consists simply of the anion and cation that were already present. It means cation and anion, that is positive ion and negative ion, which neutralize each other's effect. That is why this process is known as what? Neutralization reaction. It can be said that juice of sour fruit, juice of lemon solution, of tamarind and buttermilk, which are used in everyday life, have acidic nature. Aqueous solution of baking soda and washing soda have basic nature, while aqueous solution of common salt has neutral nature. The acidic base. Now next is acids and bases in laboratory. Acids, bases and alkalis are found in the laboratory and at home also. Acids and bases can neutralize each other. A base that can dissolve in water is also called an alkali. What are acids and bases? Many scientists, they have proposed different theories for the answer to these questions. We can discuss few properties. Acids are sour in taste, turn wet blue litmus paper into red and liberates dihydrogen gas by reaction with metal. While bases are bitter in taste, turn wet red litmus paper into blue. By neutralization reaction between acid and base, salt and water are produced. This type of definition is called operational definition because it is based on its properties. This definition is also called old definition. Next is chemical properties of acids and bases. First, acids and base react with metal. Acid react with most metals to form a salt and hydrogen gas. As discussed previously, metals that are more active than acids can undergo a single displacement reaction. See students, the reaction of oxide of non-metal with water, acid is formed. The reaction of oxide of non-metal with water, acid is formed. Okay. By the reaction of oxide of metal with water, base is formed. Okay, so this is the main difference of the formation of acid and bases. Non-metal plus water, acid will form. Metal plus water, base is formed. Now, next we are going to discuss chemical properties of acid, in which first we will discuss reaction of acid with metal. Now next is reaction of acid with metal. By the reaction of acid with metal, salt corresponding to metal and dihydrogen gas are produced. It means when acid react with metal, it gives salt of metal and liberation of dihydrogen gas take place. See students, for any of the chemical reaction of acid, okay, hydrogen ion or hydronium ion which is present in aqueous solution, it's responsible. Hydrogen ion or hydronium ion for acid which is present in its aqueous solution, that is responsible. Certain examples we have discussed, that acid react with active metal to form salt and hydrogen gas. In these three reactions it's there. Mg, magnesium, when it reacts with hydrochloric acid, that is HCl, it gives magnesium chloride. The formula of magnesium chloride is MgCl2 and the liberation of dihydrogen gas will be there. Next is Zn. Zn, it's metal. It react with an acid. Which acid it will react? That is HCl or hydrochloric acid. It gives salt of that metal. It means zinc chloride. The formula of zinc chloride is ZnCl2 and the liberation of dihydrogen gas take place. Next is again magnesium metal will be there, but the reaction with another acid, that is sulfuric acid, H2SO4. It gives MgSO4 plus H2. Next, acid react with carbonates. What we have discussed earlier, that acid react with metal. Now next is acid react with carbonate. See the formula of carbonated CO3. When an acid react with the metallic carbonate, a salt, carbon dioxide, that is CO2, and water, that is H2O, are formed. Just see the examples. Nitric acid react with sodium carbonate to form sodium nitrate, CO2, carbon dioxide and water, that is H2O. Hydrochloric acid react with calcium carbonate to form calcium chloride, carbon dioxide and water. Hydrogen carbonate, then also salt, water and carbon dioxide will form. Okay. Certain reactions are there. See, acid react with carbonates and hydrogen carbonates to produce carbon dioxide gas, a salt and water. What we have discussed now. Few reactions are over here. HCl, that is hydrochloric acid. This is what? It's an acid. When it react with carbonate, it means metallic carbonate. That is calcium carbonate, CaCO3. What it is giving? It is giving carbon dioxide. It's a gas. Calcium chloride, it means what? Metallic salt or salt of that metal, which is CaCl2, and water will form. Okay, CaCl2 salt, then H2O water and liberation of carbon dioxide gas. Now the next reaction which I have taken in this example, that is HCl. Again HCl, that's an acid. NaHCO3 is sodium bicarbonate. Bi, it represents with hydrogen, so H is to be added in this. NaHCO3, this is the formula of sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate, we can also say. So what is going to be formed now? It's NaCl, that is salt of that metal, NaCl. Okay, then water will form, and again carbon dioxide, that's a gas. Liberation of carbon dioxide gas will take place. Okay, so whether reaction with metallic carbonate or metallic hydrogen carbonate, always it produce what? Salt water and carbon dioxide. Now next is acid and base react with each other. Very easy. An acid-base reaction is a chemical reaction that occurs between an acid and a base. It can be used to determine pH. We will discuss later on what is pH. Several theoretical frameworks provide alternative conceptions of the reaction mechanisms and their applications in solving related problems. These are called the acid-base theories. For example, Bronsted-Lowry acid-base theory. It's not there in your course, but example is there. That is why I have mentioned that. See student, when acid and base react with each other, it always forms salt and water. What we have discussed earlier also. And now next is acids and bases neutralizes each other. Here's general formula for acid and base reactions are there. That is acid plus base, it gives water and salt or salt and water. Salt means any ionic compound which are formed from the reaction between acid and base. Now next is acid react with metallic oxide. See student, when acid react with metallic oxide it work as a base. Okay, got it? So metallic oxide it act as a base, and when it react with acid, so base when it react with acid or metallic oxide when it react with acid, it always gives again salt and water. The reaction is similar to the reaction of acid with base, which means that by reaction of acid with metallic oxide, salt and water are formed. I have taken one example, metallic oxide. We can take magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide when react with an acid, that is HCl, you can also take H2SO4. Then what will form? Salt and water. It means when reaction with HCl, it gives magnesium chloride, that is MgCl2 plus water. It's H2O. Reaction of non-metallic with base. See students, non-metallic oxide are formed by the reaction of non-metals with oxygen. They react with base to give salt and water. See, let us consider the reaction of calcium hydroxide, which is base, with carbon dioxide, which is non-metallic oxide. Carbon, it's non-metal. When it reacts with oxygen, it gives carbon dioxide. It is also known as non-metallic oxide. It gives salt and water. Reaction of bases with non-metallic oxide, one example I have taken, that is sodium hydroxide. This sodium hydroxide, when it reacts with carbon dioxide, it gives sodium carbonate and water. This reaction is similar to the reaction of base with acid, which is salt and water are formed by the reaction of base with non-metallic oxide. Now student, this is all about the chemical properties of acid and base. This is all about the chemical properties of acid as well as base. Few chemical properties of bases are there. Okay. So now I am going to end my session. Thanks and have a nice day.